The Yankees are the most famous club in the MLB, but this year it seems like the team is being exposed for their many shortcomings. There have been no shortage of superstars to play for the team, and there's no doubt that they have a large impact on the outcome of the games, sometimes single-handedly winning them. But that might just be the biggest problem with the bullies in the AL East this year. The Pinstripes have a record that 20 other teams would be jealous of, but fans have been nothing but critical of their play during this year's stretch. The Yankees headed into June were overwhelming favorites to win the AL East for the second time in a row, but now they find the Tampa Bay Rays and Boston Red Sox nibbling at their toes within 4 games of each other at the time of recording. We all know that the Yanks can hit home runs like the best of them, posting up the best pure offensive statistics, but it is the other half of the inning that is bothering them, notably their astoundingly bad defense. Although this problem has been present for the whole year and even during last year's World Series, the recent stretch of bad play from the Yankees has put these issues into the spotlight for people outside the Yankees' dedicated fan base. Looking at all of the outs above average rankings from StatCast at each position, the Yankees only have positive contributions from 1 out of the 7 designated fielding positions, excluding pitcher and catcher. And surprise, it's Aaron Judge in right field. In fact, if DHs could be assigned defensive stats, I would probably bet all my money that Giancarlo Stanton ranks as among the worst in DH fielding, if that were a thing. Taking a closer look in the outfield, Trent Grisham has been perfectly league average at his job there, but Jason Dominguez has been horrible in left field. When Cody Bellinger plays there, he looks like he belongs, making spectacular plays. The same cannot be said about the Martian, as he looks like he's trying to navigate the gravity of this planet, trying to make simple plays. Now, to address the elephant in the room, Anthony Volpe, the Italian boy from the Bronx. Anthony Volpe won the AL Gold Glove in his rookie season in 2023. This year, the gold on that glove must be weighing him down, because he has posted -3 outs above average according to StatCast. During the time of recording, Anthony Volpe has the most errors in the American League at 13. Unbelievable for a person who showed promising defensive upside in the past.
With Volpe, you've expressed your confidence in him multiple times, but why do you think he continues to have some struggles here defensively? 12 errors now, that's tied for most of any position player in the American League.
Yeah, I mean, it's a few too many.
But the eye test completely backs up the sentiment from fans as he continues to rush throws, look unconfident in the field, play without swagger, and he sometimes always thinks that there's a play at third base. Speaking of third base, the Yankees need a third baseman. It took GM Brian Cashman a full offseason and half of a regular season to realize that Jazz Chisholm and DFA'd Jay LeMahieu are not capable defenders at the hot corner. Oswald Peraza and Jorby Vivas are set to be all fielding third basemen without any bats. The second part is true, both of them can't swing for anything, yet they still manage to miss on these simple plays during the most important moments. The issue needs to be addressed, and the Yankees need to find a calm, steady, major league level talent that can guarantee solid defense at the hot corner. Look for a possible IKF reunion or even swing for a Brian Hayes addition, rather than looking for a power bat in Gino Suarez. When the Yankees make contact with the ball, good things happen, no doubt, but for all the other types of outs, the Yankees practically do nothing with them. The Yankees have the 3rd least sacrifice bunts that move runners up at only 4 this season. During close games, when all you need is 1 run, these plays can become crucial. The Yankees also have the 8th highest strikeout rate in the league, so when they aren't scoring 13 runs against the Rockies in close situations, many runs are not being scored when they could be, due to no balls being put in play. If the Yankees want to do anything serious during the playoffs, they will need to understand situational hitting, moving runners, and forcing the defense to make plays, and stop trying to hit a home run every single time a batter steps up to the plate. On the pitching side of things, the Yankees have suffered many key injuries to their ace Garrett Cole, youngster Luis Gil, Clark Schmidt. Max Fried has been a godsend for this team, and Rodon's bounce back have been key parts to the Yankees pitching lab staying afloat. However, Other than those two starters, the Yankees have Will Warren, who has been absolutely shelled lately. Their prospect, who has been called up, who doesn't look bad at all, honestly. But they have Marcus Stroman. Recently, I know Marcus Stroman has been good, and I have a soft spot for him as a Blue Jays fan. But if you're featuring Marcus Stroman as a consistent starter in the big 2025, you need better pitching. The bullpen hasn't fared much better, as Devin Williams has only recently started to find his form. Luke Weaver has been insanely good against everybody but the Blue Jays, and Tim Hill has been Mr. Reliable. Other than that, Jonathan Loaisiga is not the high leverage arm that you were hoping for, and nobody else can really pitch well in meaningful situations in that pen. The Yankees will really need to add to this rotation and bullpen this trade deadline season, as they only have 2 playoff caliber starters ready at the moment. The problem extends past the players. Aaron Boone these days looks so lost during the game. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes without the cameras, but Boone protects his players when they make boneheaded mistakes like they're all babies. Aaron needs to start holding these players accountable when it really matters. Although his in-game decisions are flawed and sometimes make Yankees fans want a robot to manage the bullpen and bench instead, the roster really leaves Boone with no flexibility. What is Boone supposed to do when the Yankees have 3 left-hand hitting catchers that can't play other positions effectively? Wells is the primary catcher. He's earned solid marks in pitch framing, 96th percentile. And while his pop time ranks just around league average, his insanely large defensive workload shows up in his at-bats. Ben Rice, the new backup catcher, has now his DH spot taken up by returning Giancarlo Stanton, leaving JC Escarra no playing time, only getting pinch hit opportunities in place of Yorby Vivas. If Brian Cashman wants to keep his butt on the seat of GM for the biggest baseball franchise, he needs to realize issues with the team before it's way too late. He's not a bad GM, and I do believe he has a vision for this team, but it is a vision where simple baseball plays are overlooked. He needs to lock in this trade deadline to enable the Yankees to make a deep playoff run in a really wide open American League. Now to cap it all off, Aaron Judge is playing like a superhero, but there is still the word man in Superman. He can't be the only constant contributor on both sides of the field and at the plate. The Yankees can win 100 plus regular season games by hitting home runs and slugging their way out of ball games. But during October, in the playoffs facing elite starting pitching every game, the Yankees will need to find a different brand of baseball to play if they want to make it to the World Series. Thanks for swinging through this week's immaculate inning, and that's my take on the Yankees so far this season.